My sister abandoned our family 14 years ago, leaving us penniless. Now, she claims the house I inherited. Inheriting her beloved grandmother's house. Claire pours her heart into its renovation for her mom. But the unexpected return of her estranged sister, Emma, after 14 years, with a demand for a share of the inheritance, throws Claire's plans into turmoil. What will she do now? Chapter 1. Hi. I'm Claire. My life, though not the most exciting, wake up, code, eat, repeat, was predictable. Being a software developer doesn't exactly scream adventure, but hey, at least it pays the bills. That predictability, though, yeah, it got tossed out the window recently. Now I'm dealing with something that's got me equal parts confused and simmering with rage. So, life recently threw me a curveball. A good one, mind you, but one that came with a whole lot of unexpected baggage. My grandma, Martha, passed away a few months back. I loved her so much, and we were incredibly close, practically attached at the hip throughout my childhood. She spent her golden years in this charming little house, and while she was alive, she always dreamed of renovating that house. When the will was read, guess who inherited it? Me. It felt surreal, both exciting and bittersweet. Renovating that house, making it look like Martha's dream come true, was a no-brainer. I poured my heart and soul into it. 3 months of dust, late nights, and endless trips to the hardware store later. It was transformed. It felt like a brand new space but still held onto the spirit of the old house. Just like Martha would have wanted. I wasn't planning on living there. I wanted to give it to Mom so she could live there instead. She'd been living in a tiny, run-down apartment since Dad left. And this was the perfect fresh start. Seeing her face light up when she walked in for the first time made every late night and aching muscle worth it. It was a Tuesday afternoon. A beautiful spring day that bathed the living room in a golden glow. I was showing Mom a new antique lamp I'd found for the corner when a sharp rap on the door shattered the peaceful moment. Mom's smile faltered, replaced by a flicker of unease. "Who could that be?" she murmured, her voice laced with apprehension. I shrugged, a vague sense of curiosity tugging at me. "Just one way to find out," I replied, walking towards the door. As I reached for the knob, a million thoughts raced through my head. Maybe it was a neighbor with a question about the renovations. Or maybe a salesperson hawking some newfangled gadget. Taking a deep breath, I swung the door open, and there she stood. Emma, my estranged sister. The same sister who left our family 14 years ago, leaving us with nothing but a gaping hole and a mountain of debt. Time, it seemed, hadn't been kind to her. The vibrant young woman I vaguely remembered was gone, replaced by a stranger with worry etched into every line on her face. Her eyes, the same bright blue that used to haunt my dreams, darted around nervously, finally settling on me. "Claire?" Her voice was a mere whisper, barely audible over the afternoon breeze. The words caught in my throat. It felt like an eternity had passed since I last heard her speak. An eternity of anger and disappointment festering inside me. "Emma," I finally managed, the name a bitter whisper on my lips. What are you doing here?" For a moment, a flicker of the older sister I once knew seemed to peek through, but it was quickly extinguished. Without waiting for an invitation, she pushed past me and walked into the house. Upon recognizing her, Mom's face drained of color. "Emma?" Mom began. "What brings you here after all these years? Do you even know what you put us through? You made us go through hell after you left." "Olivia," Emma started. Her tone clipped. "Calm down, all right? I just need to talk." "Talk?" Mom spat, her voice tight with years of betrayal. "There's nothing left to say. Get out." Emma sighed, a hint of weariness in her eyes. "Look, I heard about Grandma. I'm sorry. All right? She paused, her gaze flitting between Mom and the house. And I heard you got the house. Claire? Yes, I replied, my voice laced with suspicion. I fixed it up. Just like Grandma wanted. So Mom could have a fresh start. A harsh laugh escaped Emma's lips, devoid of any humor. Fresh start. Huh? Well, don't think you'll get away with it that easily. What do you mean? I demanded, my confusion morphing into anger. I mean, she began, her voice steely, that I'm Martha's granddaughter too, and I deserve a share of the inheritance. You can't keep this entire house all to yourself. My jaw clenched. This woman, who walked out on us 14 years ago, leaving us with nothing but a mountain of debt, was now claiming my grandma's house as her own? First, let me tell you what happened on that unfateful day. I was just 12, but the memory feels etched in my brain like a cruel inscription. Emma, all of 22 and full of dreams, burst into tears one evening while talking to Mom on the phone. Between sobs, she told Mom she needed an emergency appendix operation. She had no insurance, no money. Mom, bless her heart, was a mess. The thought of her fatherless daughter in pain was unbearable. Without a second thought, she emptied our entire savings account. Emma, living with her fiancé in a city a few hours away, promised to pay us back as soon as she recovered. We wired her the money the same night. Then, silence. Calls went unanswered. Texts hung unread. Panic gnawed at us with every passing day. We contacted the hospital, her apartment complex, and even her friends. All dead ends. It turned out Emma hadn't just vanished, her fiancé had disappeared too. The trail went cold, leaving us with nothing but debt. For years, we clung to the hope that maybe, just maybe, she'd come clean. But Emma, the sister who promised us the world, had vanished without a trace. We kept searching for her but found no leads. Since that day, I became obsessed with one thing, securing our future. I buried myself in textbooks, taking on student loans to pay for college. Every free moment was spent hunched over a computer screen, devouring programming languages. Sleep became a luxury, replaced by the relentless pursuit of knowledge. Years blurred into one another, punctuated by the relentless click of keyboards and the exhaustion that clung to me like a second skin. Finally, the day arrived, a job offer from a prestigious software development firm. The salary a dream come true. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy at all. I have worked so hard to be where I am today. And now Emma's here expecting us to forget everything. How could I just share the inheritance with her? Don't you remember what you did 14 years ago? I asked, furious. Emma's gaze flickered away. That has nothing to do with this. I'm here for what's rightfully mine. The audacity of it all made me want to scream. Just get out, I spat. Fine, she said, her voice cold. But don't think this is over. I'll talk to the lawyer. And if you don't give me what's fair, I'll take it to court. As the front door slammed shut behind her, a suffocating silence descended upon us. Mom sank onto the couch, tears welling up in her eyes. I wrapped my arms around her, offering what little comfort I could. A few days later, I invited Emma to meet Grandma's lawyer. There is a small bequest for Emma listed in the will, he said. He shuffled through some papers before pulling out a document. Here it is, he continued, pointing to a specific clause. It read, to my granddaughter Emma, for reasons known only to me, I leave the sum of $1. He looked up at Emma, but it wasn't a pleasant sight. Her jaw was clenched tighter than a vault door, and her hands started shaking so badly. The color drained from her skin, leaving her ashen. She stood abruptly, the chair clattering behind her. What the hell? She spat. her voice shaking. I didn't expect Martha to stoop so low. Without another word, she stormed out of the office, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions and a heavy silence. As I watched her disappear down the street, a strange sense of peace settled over me. Grandma, in her own way, had seen through Emma's act. The $1 was a reminder of the consequences of her actions. A final goodbye delivered in a typical Martha way. I turned back to the lawyer, a small smile playing on my lips. So, I guess that settles that, doesn't it? Tell us what you think about this story, and share it with your friends. It might inspire them and brighten their day.